think my wife might be a skinwalker. My wife and I just recently welcomed my sweet daughter into this world, but I've got a bad feeling she may not be as sweet as she seems to be to me. But to understand why I say that about my daughter, I need to give a little backstory to the situation. We haven't been married very long, as it's not really frowned upon to marry soon in my family. But when we were first dating and staying with my parents, we slept in their living room, and when we woke up one morning, I noticed the door was still unlocked. But I was always sure to keep it locked. I never really noticed anything else. I never saw any handprints on the door or windows. I never saw anything out of the ordinary at all that would be a telltale sign of an intruder. I brought it up to my dad, so he took me to the office to check the CCTV monitor. No one had approached the house all night. In fact, everything was eerily still, except for a large cat that would always hang out in their yard. That cat had been around for a long time though. We always thought maybe with the neighbor's cat because we lived out in the back country of Texas, and there were other people out in the woods. But growing up there, I did actually notice the things that scared the living crap out of me. I once saw my cat, Salem, shape-shifting right in front of my eyes when my little cousin and I were playing soldiers near the woods. One of the old men down the road would tell us stories about a panther that would kill people's horses, but I wondered if it was really my shape-shifting cat or something. My dad also told me a story of a man that lived in our land before we did that killed his daughter's bus driver for what she said, and he did it to her one day when she came home crying. He would see the ghost of that dad standing over him when he slept with a blood-stained shirt and evil radiating from his eyes. And of course, countless other stories of all sorts, things that go bump in the night. None of that really seemed related to that night. I noticed the door was unlocked. However, since then, I've noticed a lot of things are different about her than she used to be, but nothing too extreme. Just minor things that only people really close to her would know. Like she started wearing makeup when she would never really liked it before. And what she liked to eat changed, but I didn't really know how to explain it. I had only known her for a few months. I only had to ask what she liked to eat so few times for her dates and family gatherings. Every time I tried to talk to her about it, or ask if there was something was wrong, she just shut it down. So I just had to deal with the fact that maybe I was just discovering her for who she really is. I got used to it. It wasn't a big deal after all. Like I said, it wasn't anything major, and she still seemed like the girl I loved. And like I said, we'd only been dating for a few months at the time. She also started calling me Delicious, which wasn't really a pet name, and we never really used it before. I tried to ignore how uncomfortable her tone was when she used it. It was probably just sexual anyway. More recently, I've noticed odd smells originating from under the house when I'm out working around the yard. I've also noticed a greater number of flies and carrion birds. I was hoping a lost dog or some large rodent would just crawl under there and die. But one day I found the promise ring I'd given her that she said she had lost before we even moved into the house. It looked extremely old now and caked with mud. I started nosing under the house near where the ring was lying, and I found a large indentation on the earth, as if something was laying there but had been moved. Soon after that day, she surprised me with the news that we were going to be parents. I had been so excited at first until I realized something. I just knew my initial suspicions were proven when she got pregnant. You see, my wife warned me right away not to expect children because of an accident she had when she was small. She was infertile,